This episode exemplifies one of the things Pokémon Horizons does best. Take episodes that are basically filler and somehow still give them meaning, importance, and relevance. In this case, helping Zirc find his lost ticket is as mundane as it gets for a main quest in an episode, and yet this unremarkable task is what sets the stage for him and Onia to ask Liko to help them find Amethio, since they realize that they can trust her and that she's willing to help and cooperate with them. So ultimately, this episode is not a waste of time, especially since it marks the first time Liko and friends run into Onia and Zirc post-Lakua, meaning the first time they meet as allies instead of enemies. Seeing them getting along, being friendly with each other, and even finding common ground in the case of Liko and Zirc is heartwarming. You cannot help but smile, and it shows how much the story and characters have changed over the course of this series. Speaking of Liko and Zirc being alike, it's not just that they are Nidothing fans, it's also how devoted they are to her, to the point that they refuse to accept a free ticket to her meetup, because it's something they must get themselves. They are both even capable of separating thought from Nidothing. They can see them as separate entities. Their love for Nidothing is not eroded by the fact that they know who she really is. Something we have known about Liko for a while and learn about Zirc in this episode, since he ends up accidentally finding out the identity of Nidothing, which hilariously leaves him and Rhydon, who was in love with her, believing she was a real Nidorina, utterly shocked. They come to terms with the revelation fast though, and their love for her remains unchanged, just like Liko's. It's honestly amazing how love for Nidothing continues to be something that pushes the story forward and unites the characters. This also happened in episode 93, which wasn't too long ago. In this case, it's especially cool because Zirc has been a fan of Nidothing from the start. It's not something that came up out of nowhere suddenly just to serve the narrative. The fact that he and Liko recognize the other's username is yet another thing that calls back to the past, and that exemplifies how this series is simply excellent when it comes to making seemingly insignificant details and events from the past gain a lot of weight and meaning retroactively. Now, Zirc isn't the only one who shines in this episode. Onia, while less integral to it, still manages to leave a very positive impression because of her kindness and support towards Zirc. Remember the Team Rocket trio? James often found the things he was passionate about, like his bottle caps, only to have Jessie and Meowth look down on him and treat his hobbies with disdain. This didn't happen all the time, but it happened often enough that I felt bad for James many times, because it's horrible when the people closest to you do not share your love for something, nor can they even appreciate, accept, or support your passion. And it's even worse when they outright dismiss or hate what you like and they denigrate you for it. So it's very nice that Onia isn't like this. She cares about Zirc. She helps him find his ticket. She feels bad for him after he loses it. And she is genuinely happy for him when he acquires his ticket and when he later gets to live out his dream after finding his ticket. She never treats him and his passion with disdain. She doesn't even boss him around, telling him not to waste the time they should be using to look for Amethio. Her attitude is so nice, so refreshing, so heartwarming that it makes me respect and love her a lot. Overall, this episode did a wonderful job of elevating Onia and Zirc as characters. They went from feeling like nameless grunts who do as they are told and lack personality and urgency like the two we saw in episodes 99 and 100 to being actual characters with actual quirks, personalities, dreams, and aspirations of their own. They became supremely more likable, entertaining, and interesting. And they aren't the only characters who get to shine in this episode. Both Iono and Grusha appear in this episode. Since we last saw Iono just 6 episodes ago, I certainly didn't expect to see her again so soon. I'm not complaining, of course, because I absolutely love her, as I'm sure you know. Her electrifying charm and energy never failed to bring a smile to my face and to elevate any episode in terms of fun and entertainment, even when she doesn't get to do much, which is sadly the case here. Grusha's appearance, meanwhile, was definitely a surprise. I did not expect to see him show up in this episode, and I certainly didn't expect that he's a huge fan of Iono, to the point that he got ticket number 6 for the event, meaning that he was among the first to line up to get one. This was a fun twist, and I especially love that he gets recognized by Onia from his snowboarding days. She gets to greet and shake hands with him, meaning that this episode actually features 2 meetups between fans and their idols, which is cool. Also, speaking of ticket numbers, I love that Zirc got ticket number 112, which is Rhydon's Pokédex number. While it's a crazy coincidence, it's also quite fitting and a nice touch. Finally, the Gimmighoul that's stowed away on the Brave Olivine in the previous episode also appears in this episode. It briefly leaves the airship to trick a bunch of people into gathering coins for it, which is hilarious. While this contributes nothing to the episode, I guess it serves to remind us that it's still present, not that we would forget, and more importantly to set up its eventual evolution, since it needs 999 coins to do so. Might as well have it gather as many as possible whenever possible, so that when the time comes, its evolution feels earned and realistic. So yeah, overall, while this is a tremendously unremarkable and unspectacular episode from pretty much every angle, the fact that it wonderfully sets up the next episode, which is bound to be more significant, meaningful, and important, and the presence of so many characters who all manage to contribute something worthwhile, whether it's laughs, heartwarming moments, thought-provoking moments, moments that make us reflect on and appreciate how far this series has come, and how wonderfully it manages to link past, present, and the future, all amount to an episode that was still funny and entertaining the whole way through, as well as valuable for both the characters and the story. If you enjoyed this video and want to see more like it, feel free to click the links on screen. And if you'd like to support the channel and help me keep making content like this, you can find all the ways to do so in the description and in the pinned comment. Whether it's through a small donation or just watching and sharing, every bit of support means the world to me. Thank you so very much for watching, and let's meet again in the next video.